Global IT outage has caused chaos at airports worldwide, including Nigeria's Murtala Muhammed International Airport. Flights to the US, Europe, and other international destinations were delayed and cancelled. The glitch, traced to a faulty software update, affected Windows computers worldwide, disrupting businesses, banks, and healthcare services. At least 2,691 flights were cancelled globally, with airlines like United, Delta, Air France and KLM affected. Passengers were stranded and flights were rescheduled. The International Air Transport Association has urged travelers to check with airlines for updates. Governments and industry leaders are working to mitigate the impact. Microsoft identified the cause as a configuration change in Azure back-end workloads affecting Microsoft 365 services. And now to share his first-hand experience, I'm joined by Ejike Okpa, Global Affairs Analyst, who joins me live all the way from Texas, USA. Well, Mr. Okpa, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you for doing this with us this morning, your time. So let's get started. Can you describe your experience when you learned that, your flight from the US to Nigeria has been cancelled due to the global IT outage?
Well, thank you for having me. So I got an alert, before I left for the airport, and then that, my flight may be canceled. But I was like, one of those things that maybe when you get there, it's going to be changed. But my first taste of that was when I went to the bank to, do some transactions, and the cashiers, the ATM told me, hey, you can't get more than a certain amount of money, and if you go to the ATM, you are limited to a certain amount of money. So I was like, well, okay, it's something that will be resolved soon. And then I got to the airport and they told me, well, because my flight was going to be Atlanta, Dallas, Atlanta, Lagos. And they told me, you can't get on the flight. If you get on the flight, we're not guaranteeing you your connection in Atlanta. And then they gave me an alternative, which is, I fly to Atlanta to London, and I won't get to Nigeria until Monday, which is the 22nd or something. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I got back home. So, it is a global thing, and it gives us the vulnerability that because we're all networked, a little glitch somewhere can just throw off everything. Hotels, hospitals, everything that is computer driven, they all got shut down, and I don't know how soon this will be resolved.
It reminds me of the book Leave the World Behind, and just reflects on our interconnectedness and also how vulnerable we are in our reliance on our potential vulnerabilities and our reliance on such tools, and that's technology in this day and age. And as you're reflecting on your experience as well, as someone who travels frequently, how do you think airlines and airports can improve their communication and support, especially when such disruptions like these happen?
Well, one of those things, just for a digression and fun part of it, I still use typewriter because nobody can hack my typewriter. What you see with our internet is, is after the fact. We try to do everything to prevent this sort of thing from happening. But, somebody can sit with their laptop at some point and do some things, and everybody's just shocked at the outcome. So the vulnerability is huge. While internet has made life easier, we're able to do certain things, but it also reminds us of the challenges that, the world can be shut down in a minute. And we say it, before now, we never experienced this, but now your telephone can be gone, everything that is driven by internet, can be shut down by somebody who is remote somewhere you don't even know. And the difficulty of this is they say it's in the cloud. Well, nobody lives in the cloud. It's just a software, software programming, and that software programming is sitting on somebody's laptop. So we're gonna keep improving. We're gonna keep improving on this because the redundant. What this has made me think about. We need to have redundancy so that when the mainframe goes down, we can rely on the redundancies. They're just like generators. when your power goes down, you want a standby generator to kick in a few seconds in order to keep going while you go back to look at the first one while it went down. So I guess billions of dollars are lost in these few days, and we'll see what happens after.
Right. We're talking about you using a typewriter. Unfortunately, this is news that I've said, can you pan for me to see the typewriter? But I mean, away from that, right, finally, were you able to be rebooked for a new flight? Are you looking forward to arriving home back here with us in Nigeria?
Well, look, since I got back, so, Delta has been trying to rebook me, and I even went online. Can you imagine? I was on the phone for 9 hours. I still could not speak to anybody.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. I don't know when that's going to come back. And thank God it wasn't urgent stuff that I was coming home for. But it just, now needs to put my schedule off because I have blocked the number of days I was going to be gone. Because when I get back, I was going to hop on another international trip, and everything's pushed off, and you don't even know. But it's not just Nigeria, US; it's a global thing. So we'll see.
Well, I want to say many thanks. We appreciate you for doing this and coming on, sir. And we do hope that this is resolved so that you can go on with those flights and the travel of yours. Many thanks, Ejike. We appreciate you for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me, and have a good day.
You too.